To Catch a Spy, also known as A Reservation for Death, is a 2021 Hallmark mystery film directed by Jeff Beesley and written by Rick Garman. And it stars Nathalie, Kelley as our protagonist Chloe, and we also have Colin Donnell as Aaron Maxwell. And I didn't mind it. The more it went on, the less I cared, as I found the narrative just wasn't interesting. The mystery just stopped being fascinating the more we were able to connect the dots. And I don't know if I'll give any spoilers about the ending, but if I do, I will give a spoiler warning. What I will say is that it's very unbelievable. Hallmark mysteries can be unbelievable but still fun. That's often the case. But with this one, I found that the more it went on, not only did I not necessarily completely stop caring about it, but I was getting to that point where I was finding the mystery very boring. And also because it became more unbelievable, I was less emotionally invested in it. It's an okay narrative. But compared to all of the other Hallmark mysteries I've seen, it's by far the most unrealistic and probably one of the most dull as well, in terms of what I look for in a mystery. But if it's your kind of mystery, that part at least might appeal to you more. Chloe is a travel writer, and she's staying in this hotel in Malta, and while she's there on her first night, somebody is either pushed or falls from the balcony from the room above her, and they don't know what happened, and the mystery is partly revolving around trying to work out what happens and partly some other threads that may or may not end up getting connected, and I won't say any more about those. But initially I wanted to know what had happened, who this person was, and there were some things that indicate that the person wasn't even in the room above. There was nobody meant to be there. So who on earth was it? That mystery I thought was really fascinating. But the more we found out, the less I cared, because the information we were being given, I just found to be boring. And as I said, it also becomes very unbelievable, partly with the intricacies of the mystery, but also with Chloe's ability to solve this crime, or try and solve this crime, as she goes along and tries to piece together these bits of the puzzle. She's apparently significantly more intelligent than the FBI. It doesn't make any sense. And sometimes that was hard to look past. As I said, a lot of Hallmark mysteries are like that, where the protagonists solve crimes that generally they might not have been able to in reality. But with this one, it takes it to an extreme, and I found that difficult to get behind. And as such, the more it went on, the less emotionally invested I was in this, and the more we found out, the less I cared, because I was finding the information kind of boring. So I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I didn't get to the end of it thinking I'd wasted my time. I'm pleased to say I've seen it so that I could form an opinion, and that opinion is that it's an okay film. If you're into Hallmark mysteries, absolutely give it a go. If you're looking for a well-written, fascinating narrative, it doesn't really tick that box. It's okay. It's well written enough in the sense that we go from A to B to C without any major plot holes, but it does get a little bit unbelievable and, as I said, personally, quite dull for me. So depending on what you look for, you might either enjoy it a little bit or not at all. I would be surprised if anybody absolutely loves it, but if you do absolutely love it, that's absolutely fine. Everybody's opinion and tastes are different, and it just so happens that To Catch a Spy, or A Reservation for Death, partly does not appeal to my taste. It did to begin with, but as it went on, it didn't. But also partly, it's just not the best written narrative. The characters are okay, and the acting is absolutely fine. I have no problems with any of that. The location is rather beautiful. It is filmed in Malta. I don't know if it's all filmed in Malta or only partly, but certainly we do have some lovely locations. So credit where it's due, those things worked well. And it's an interesting enough idea, but it lost appeal as it went on. If you watch it, I'd love to know what you think of it. I recommend it if it sounds like something that might appeal to you. But if you're just looking for a good film and it doesn't necessarily tick that many boxes for you, then I'd say it's probably not worth watching. I don't mind having watched it, but I certainly wouldn't be watching it twice.